sitting down and having that conversation and being uncomfortable and saying what you have to say and validating each other's feelings. And like when we're on a show like that, that never happens, right? It sounds so pretty, but like it never happens. We don't let each other talk.
I'm so excited to talk to you about this season of Miami already. You've been on this reality TV journey for so long. The show, it feels like it's bigger than ever, and you have such a loyal audience. Where are you at, like, as Alexia with just this experience?
I'm always grateful. Believe it or not, I'm still nervous and anxious and sometimes even regretful after, an episode or after a season. But for whatever reason, I'm still here and I keep on doing it. It's such a big part of my life and who I am right now. The whole world has changed so much. Like when I started doing reality TV in 2010, it was completely different to what it is today. It felt it was just like our little show. The Housewives were what they were, and it was just like you felt like safer. Now I feel like it's become so big, and there's like so many people watching us, and we've become like very popular. And with that comes responsibility and consequences. And then of course this whole social media thing is not only are we sharing our lives on TV, but people go on social media and also weigh in and give an opinion on our episode, on our lives, on whatever's happening. So that's made it a lot more difficult. But I think because I have so many years in the game already, I've like grown thick skin. So it honestly doesn't bother me.
I know when the reboot happened, we had a bunch of new women. We have a new cast member now. I'm sure that's something you're kind of able to maybe give them some advice or be like, it will get better, because you have done this for long enough where I'm sure you do get a thick skin in terms of the public life.
I mean, I've done that. The new girl, Stephanie, which is a great addition to our friend group. She comes in like very strong, and we needed somebody like that. She's very Miami. She's Latina. She has an opulent lifestyle. She's opinionated. She's strong. We're both alphas. That's why you see us clashing. I think she's great. And, I gave her a lot of advice, and I still give her advice because I know it's hard. But I feel like the girls that are signing in today or signing on to these shows today have so much information already, and they know so much of us, and they've studied us, and they've watched us. So it's crazy that they would want to join. I'm kind of like grandfathered in.
It feels like we get so many colors of your lives, and you guys really let us in. And of course, I know we're going to go through this whole journey with you and Todd and everything. Talk to me about just letting us in with that too.
I was a different Alexia 10 years ago when I started doing the show, or actually more than 10 years ago. Because, I felt like I was more afraid. I was younger. I was afraid. I wasn't really like myself, not because I didn't want to be, because I only know how to be myself, but because there were other conditions, and I was afraid. I feel like today, at my age, and, after all the life lessons and like after all the obstacles and challenges I've had, it's like I don't care. I'm not going to apologize for being who I am, living my life the way I live it, and sharing it. But it's like really sad that sometimes you share it, and maybe even if you're going through pain, that you can turn into purpose. Nobody's relationship is perfect, except I'm again going through this in real time, and I'm being raw and real and vulnerable because that's the only way I know how to be, and that's what you guys see. But you don't see the full story.
Yeah.
You just see like the highs and lows, and that's what's really not fair. To me, to Todd, to us, because, that's all you get to see. And it's so hard to open up, your life and your relationship, to the world.
At the very least, too, I know you have, like Marisol, you have your best friend there. You do have people.
Of course, except now there's, the cameras there that we forget about, which is good and bad. But you're right. I'm not different from any woman that's going through a situation like this in her life and sharing it with her best friend or best friends. And I feel like at that point is when women need their friends the most. You're
kind of caught in the middle sometimes, I think, in this group, because you are really close with a lot of them. And speaking of that, being there for each other, it is this Lisa Larsa thing right now, which they've been close for so long, but they both have their opinions. And we see in the premiere even, and we see throughout the season so far, you are there for both of them and trying to kind of bring them. What's your kind of take on that, too, and where they're at?
First of all, it's very sad because I know that they really love and care for each other. It's escalated so much and it's gone so hurtful that we don't know if you're going to get there and you're going to move on. It really affected and hurt both of them. I'm not on anybody's team. I'm not on anybody's side. I think they're both right and they're both wrong. Larsa has a lot of good points. Lisa has a lot of valid points. It's just like sitting down and having that conversation and being uncomfortable and saying what you have to say and validating each other's feelings. And like when we're on a show like that, that never happens. happens, right? It sounds so pretty, but like it never happens. We don't let each other talk. We scream. We know they're gonna have to figure it out, on or off camera if they want to move forward.
It's not just Lisa and Larsa, but there's also, you're closer with Julia now, but she now has some fractured longtime friendships between Gertie and even with Adriana. So
yeah, but I have nothing to do with that. Like,
right.
I'm not going to get blamed for that.
No, not at all. I'm just saying that I think that the friendships change. Dynamics shift in life.
Dynamics shift, friendships change, and they take different directions. And, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Because, like nobody owns anyone and you have to work at everything like any other kind of relationship. And I feel like Julia just kind of like found her way, and she just didn't want to be under Adriana's wings and she just found her way on her own. Nobody forced her to do it. It wasn't a plot. It wasn't strategized. It was just like on her own.
You've been around Bravo for a long time. You have a lot of really good friends on the network, also on Bravo. If you could pick 3 other housewives to come to Miami, who do you think could hold their own?
I would love to have Teresa just to piss everybody off. Supposedly we're so alike. So 2 Alexias, 2 Teresas. I love Portia. I really do. Like just like she comes into the room and she like lights up the room. I mean, there's so many favorites that I have. Like I love Dorinda, Luann, Heather Gay, I love also.
Or who you did Ultimate Girls Trip with.
Yes, I did. So the Ultimate Girls Trip, since it's a smaller cast and it's very intense, but it's only like 13 days, at least our show was, we really got to bond a lot because it was like 24 hours together.
Yeah.
And all the ladies on that show were like incredible. But, I just want like a fun group of women. Like, I don't want women that are going to be fighting because we already have that on my show. So for me, it would be just like, and even though these girls are strong figures on their shows and they fight in their shows. But I feel like if they would come to Miami, it would just be like fun because, we bring like a different energy.
Yeah, they'd be sitting with their popcorn. On the opposite, what's a city where you think you could fit in well?
Well, I feel like I fit the best with Miami, and that's why I'm actually there and I live there. But if not, maybe Beverly Hills or even Salt Lake. I think like one of those 2 would be my thing. I mean, even Atlanta, I feel like I fit everywhere, honestly. Like Atlanta, Potomac, I feel like I would do good in all those shows.
I do think it would be fun to see some of you Miami girls in snow gear, though, because we don't get that.
Oh
so
my
in
God,
Salt Lake
no,
City, it would be fun to see you guys put together the outfits.
I just want to go for the outfits. No, I just want to go for the outfits. I've gotten like really scared of skiing. Like when I'm up high, like it's not that I can't do the skiing, but it's just like the heights that are like killing me.
Yeah.
So I would just sit there and drink champagne and look cute in the outfit.
Exactly. Wait at the bottom of the hill until they get back, and then when they're fighting, you can just watch.
Yeah. But it does look cool to fight on the mountains. That would be cool.
Yeah, absolutely.